I think there was a lot of chat so far. The panelists spoke a lot about the challenges they face with enrollments, right? And then throughout the student life cycle, ensuring that it's a valuable, meaningful connection that they're forming with the students. Calexo spoke about a new product they launched with the payments card, right, that students can use. So a lot of innovation happening all around. I'm Aditi Mathur. I lead GTM and business development at WhatsApp Business Messaging, especially focused on payments as well. And wanted to take the time today to actually talk about a lot of innovations and new features that we're launching on the WhatsApp platform that's actually already live and being used by different businesses and verticals today, that we wanted to talk through how the education segment specifically can also leverage. So I'll walk through a few slides, but we'll leave time towards the end. We'd love to address any questions you have and can connect after as well. So as we say, WhatsApp's all about conversations, right? And it's not just about a one-way communication or an SMS. It's building those meaningful, longer-term conversations between a business and a user. So just starting off, right, we are all aware there's about 1 billion users, smartphone users today. Of that, at least 650 million are users that are active on social media platforms, or as we call, they're digitally active. So they're consuming content today on social media platforms. But of those 650 million customers, only about 200 million are what we call as digitally savvy customers, right? So they are truly digitally savvy, where they're actually coming onto different platforms and doing commerce. So they're actually purchasing items, they're interacting with brands, and they're actually making payments and doing commerce on various digital platforms versus only consuming content one way. But we did an interesting study with Bain and Company last year, and some of these findings are from that, right? Of those 200 million users that are there on the platform and digitally savvy, 65% of them said they were reaching a point of app saturation, right? You see every new brand, every new company is creating their own app, expecting the user to actually download a new app. Now there's limited space on a user's phone. It's not something that they'd want to download if it's a one-time use. So a lot of users out of those also said that they were frustrated when throughout the journey with a business, they were forced to download an app. All right, of those, 40% actually said that they would drop off, right? They would not engage with that business going forward if they were expected to download another app. And 3 in 5 of those actually said that they would love to engage with the business in a more conversational manner, right? So shift to conversational platforms, similar to the conversations that are happening with friends and family, versus going to different websites, different apps that they're required to do today. This is just critical because we see a lot of businesses trying to build their own apps, investing a lot of time, effort, resources to build apps when there's a universal app, WhatsApp that exists today. So you don't have to worry about driving adoption of your app. You can leverage WhatsApp as your own platform and then focus on really the value add initiatives, right? On how do you build that engagement with the customer and not have to worry about bringing the customer onto your platform to begin with. So here's a little something about the metrics as it stands for WhatsApp in India, right? So we have over 600 million users that use WhatsApp today. 60% of those engage with a business weekly. And average time, they open WhatsApp 30 times a day at an average, right? That's the average we've seen. And we also have what we call an SMB app, right? A small business app. So there are 15 million plus SMBs that are also on the WhatsApp platform today. Now, across the board, what we've seen, right, this is just literally, everyone would have seen this, is the whole customer life cycle, right? And every step of the customer life cycle is an opportunity for you to grow your business, right? All the way from awareness through consideration, purchase, as well as the whole re-engagement loop. And WhatsApp Business Messaging, which is the platform I'm talking about, it can help you grow and interact and engage with customers better at every step of the way. right? So for your individual segments, for example, if there's awareness, you can actually drive awareness of your institution, awareness of the courses that you're running through WhatsApp business messaging. If you want to push them to consider your products, you can actually nudge them with price drops, right? With interesting facts about how those courses have helped place students, and set them up for success in the future. And then all the way through re-engagement, right? So if they've completed a course, you can continue to engage with them on other courses. You can continue to build your alumni network on the WhatsApp platform, ensure that the students can engage with your alumni right there. You can also leverage it for placements, right? Ensure that you're actually informing your students about the different placements or different companies that are coming on your campus, what are the timings, help them prep for interviews, and all of the above. The other facts and stats that I did want to show was the comparison to an SMS and email, right? So across that entire life cycle, what you see is how WhatsApp has been superior compared to all of the other channels. So be it higher conversion rates in the consideration segment, so you see SMS and email at about 53 to 61%. WhatsApp has an 87% conversion rate to begin with, right? Even the churn rates are actually sort of lower with WhatsApp. And then, of course, you have the post-purchase productivity that is at 54%, which is higher compared to all of the other channels that are leveraged today. Now, what is it that we're doing, right? This, over the last year and a half, we've been extremely active with the number of features that we've launched on the platform. So there's a lot of rich messaging that's happening on the platform because of the multiple different features added. So if you see across the board, you can actually, unlike an SMS or email, one, it's a two-way communication, right? An asynchronous one, but a two-way one which you can have the student's phone number or the parent's phone number, so you know exactly who you're talking to, and you can actually send them very targeted communication. And I know someone also on the panel spoke about whether it's a bookworm or someone who's on social media all the time. So you can actually attract them through different means and modes, right? So someone who's used to social media, you can send them a video, right? Which is a very quick, short video about your courses, about your platform. We also have voice messages, and we have different vernacular languages that you can actually send them on. So that's a very targeted approach that you can take. You actually have catalogs, carousels, and I'll actually walk you through some of the different flows as an example of a student's journey and how they can engage on the platform with you, leveraging each and every one of these features. So here is just a whole suite, right? So the way we look at WhatsApp is a channel that actually helps to drive custom, scalable conversations, right? I don't think you can have a one-size-fits-all. That doesn't work. We don't even recommend it. It's all about targeting the student, really understanding the student or the parent, what their needs and requirements are, and being able to have that feedback loop to better target them with the relevant marketing messages or ads that are run on Instagram or Facebook. So just for everyone's reference, as part of the Meta suite of our family of apps, as we call it, we have WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook. That's where we call just the power of entry and re-entry. So you can run targeted ads on Instagram as well as Facebook that direct you to WhatsApp, and then you continue to build and engage with those customers on WhatsApp. Just wanted to call out, success of students. Again, 75% of the adults that we actually interviewed said they would love to have interactions with businesses as simple and easy as communicating with friends and family that they do on WhatsApp. So a lot of this really has gone into the different features and really the success of WhatsApp business messaging. We've seen exponential growth over the last couple years just because of the simple ease of use of the platform that everyone is already used to. So the learning curve is low. Everyone's already on the platform, opening it 30 times a day, and the engagement is high. Right. So just taking you through, say there's a student, Ananya, and her journey, right? So let's say, and we'll walk through each of these different journeys, all the way from creating awareness through re-engagement and how that can be done using the family of apps across Meta. So right here, right, what you see on the first screen here can be a Facebook page or it can be an Instagram ad. Right, so that's really where your captive audience, your students are on Instagram, your parents are on Facebook. They can actually look at these ads. So Ananya stumbled upon, say, Manipal University's ad on Facebook or Instagram. She's clicked on the ad and it's opened up a WhatsApp chatbot, right? That's your specific institute's chatbot or your business's chatbot journey. She can actually share her preferences, what she likes, and then you can also use Meta AI to capture all of these responses and have a more interactive experience with the student. And you can actually use the last thread that I showed, right, with images, what we call as a carousel, to show her the different courses that you have available today and link it back to either downloading a brochure or redirecting her to your respective web pages. So that's how it can actually drive awareness of the different courses that you offer. The second part is after she downloads the brochure, right? You would know what brochure she's downloaded. You can actually then, in a very custom manner, nudge her a few days later to say, we noticed you had downloaded the brochure. Would you like to speak to someone specifically in that department, the counselor that you have? And we also have voice that has been enabled. So on the WhatsApp chatbot, you can actually have the voice or redirecting or directing the student directly to your counselor, right, in a very targeted manner. So it's a very targeting, deep linking with your IVR solutions. You can nudge them to actually call the counselor, or you can also nudge them to take a virtual tour of your campus, right? So if the student wants to see how the hostel looks like, how the school or college looks like, you can send a video to actually entice them and show what the campus looks like as well. The next one is then the marketing messages. So if you see the first one here, once she's looked at the tour, you've seen the interest, she may have spoken to the counselor, is where you nudge her again, right? Like one of the panelists also spoke about, technology really helps us remember and recall, right? The student may have forgotten, the parents may have forgotten, people get busy with their day-to-day lives. A nudge on WhatsApp, where they're at every single day, opening it 30 times a day, will remind them that this is something that they were looking to complete, right? So you can tell them the deadline for applications is coming up, submit your application fee. You can capture all of the details. What you see in screen 2 and 3 is a feature we call as flows. So it's a form-based application. You capture the student's information, and you can actually also complete the payment right in WhatsApp itself. So the last screen is triggering a UPI flow. The customer can pay with any UPI app, debit card, credit card. All of it is happening seamlessly on WhatsApp itself, right? Because the moment you redirect them, there are external hops, the more probability of a customer dropping off the journey, right? Versus you have them captive here. In a matter of 5 to 10 minutes, you can actually get them to review all of the details, provide information, and actually make the payment for the application fee as well. Then the next piece is, the ongoing engagement with the student, right, or with the parent. So continuous sort of reminders to say, okay, now you need to pay the tuition fees, and that can continue to happen. And these are very targeted messages. So the first message itself that is sent will have details about the student ID, the specific amount that is due, and when the payment is made, it will be made directly against that student's ID or account. So it also takes care of recon and any settlement challenges that you have, because this entire mail trail, or the messaging trail or chat that you have window is very specific to that student or customer that you have. Right, so you see the continuous sort of service reminders where you pay, and then you finally can also send the invoice right in thread. So they also have proof of the receipt and payment being made. Then you continue to have your post-engagement enrollments, right? So if you want to cross-sell, upsell, if you want to continue to engage with them as an alumni, if you want to help them with placements, right? Placement preps. You can actually create groups as well of students so they can prep for respective interviews. They can sign up for the different interviews as well. And you can also provide them real-time updates about, the progress of interviews and whether they've, sort of progressed to the next round or not. So just wanted to touch upon one success story as well. So we do have a case study where one of the partners had integrated and run a click-to-WhatsApp ad for an education company called Flicky. So they were able to actually target, so with all of the leads I heard some of the panelists talk about, right, where you have leads that keep coming in and may not have been nurtured and people keep focusing on new leads, you can actually, what they also did was take some of the old leads where they had information of a user at any point in time, came to their website or to their app, but then dropped off. So they targeted those ads specifically to those users because they knew at some point in time there was an interest. What they saw in results was pretty, incredible. So 85% of those users they targeted through ads actually converted. So they clicked on the ad, they actually enrolled in the course and made a payment. 70 to 80% is the increase in revenue that they saw because of these click-to-WhatsApp ads. And during the duration that they ran the ads, 60% of their business actually came through those click-to-WhatsApp ads as the source. So what this also helps you do is track the ROI of these marketing channels, right? A lot of you said you run print ads, you run print, paper, email, SMS, right? You have multiple marketing channels and you don't necessarily know where the student is finally coming from. With this, you can have a clear feedback loop and clear sort of end-to-end tracking of the ads you ran and the final ROI that you're getting out of it, and targeted leads for you as an institution versus leveraging a common, sort of advertiser or lead aggregators that are giving all colleges the same leads, right? There's no differentiation. So here, what you can do is actually differentiate your institute from the other. So you can actually send very targeted communication about what your institute is all about, why you versus another institute, what is your USP, and accordingly also then track back on how many students and leads did you actually get from the ads that you ran. So that was it for me from now. I'll pause here. This is largely what I did want to cover. Of course, there's a lot and a huge multitude and suite of offerings that we have, but just wanted to give you a snapshot of how the platforms could be used to begin with. Any questions? Happy to take those.